Hello agents, a few days ago I released a video called How to Make a DPS Build. It was a different take on build videos where I explain my thoughts on the brand sets and talents that could be used for DPS builds, and I advise you to play around with them and see what you like the sounds of to find the perfect match for you. I also advised that I would release some DPS builds that I have made this week for you to have a look at, and I have 3 builds for you. 2 of these have been released on the channel before, so if you have saw them the first time, you can now see how they have evolved. Be sure to hit like on the video to show it some support, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here to watch more Division 2 content from me. The build I'm showing you today is my favourite build on the game. I use it for everything: raids, legendary missions and even PvP. It is my perfect glass cannon build, and people have seen me use it so much that they are starting to assume that the GC in my name stands for glass cannon. On screen now is some gameplay with the build. I'm going to let this roll, and if you do have enough, there's a timestamp in the description to skip straight to the build.
Leave a mess.
It's a division! So? Fucking kill them!
Radio intercepted.
Hello? Is this the division? Looking for someone?
Who is this? How are you on this channel?
Friend of yours gave me a real nice wristwatch. He's right here. Want to talk to him? If you want him back, you can make a deal. You back off, we'll deliver him unharmed. Mostly.
They'll keep him alive. They aren't stupid. Just find that hyena piece of shit and waste her.
Medical assistance needed.
There's something out there.
Why don't you look?
I hear.
Serious trauma detected.
That bastard can't have gone far yet. Go out. nothing you could have done for Espinosa.
So to start off, I'm using my favourite weapon in the game, and that is the Eagle Bearer. There are definitely good alternatives, but the feel of this and the edge that you get when you get the tenacity just makes it so much fun to use. As you should have seen in the clip, this is hitting for over 700k crits to the body at an RPM of 750 and with a 60 round mag. A crit to the head is over 1 million. The Eagle strike talent means my accuracy is increasing as I continuously fire up to 30%. Headshot kills will proc tenacity for 15 seconds, and the strength of tenacity is increased by 1% per body shot and 5% for headshots. With tenacity, 40 to 80% of the damage taken is delayed until the buff expires. You can reduce the damage you take by getting kills. With the buff active, 3 kills would mean that you take no damage at all. The secondary I use is the Baker's Dozen, and I'm just a huge fan of this rifle and it hits so hard. I also like the extra mag size that you get compared to the typical M1A. A lot of people say that with Lucky Shot it is awful and there are better talents, but Lucky Shot works a treat for me, so I'm not complaining. With the Baker's Dozen, I feel like I'm hitting far more shots per mag than the other M1As, so I get my extra damage that way. This Baker's Dozen that I have is also God rolled too, with max rifle damage, max crit hit damage and max damage to target out of cover. The sidearm I'm currently running is the Mozambique, but it holds no value to the build whatsoever. And then moving on to the gear, we'll start with my Godly Walker Harrison Comask. With this I get 5% weapon damage for the set piece bonus, and then I have max weapon damage, max crit damage and max crit chance. I also throw on an 11.5 crit damage mod. My chest piece is probably the worst piece on this build. I go with the Providence Perfect Glass Cannon. The one piece set bonus I get for this is 15% headshot damage, and I have max weapon damage and max crit damage mod put on. But I'd take hazard protection off here and swap it for crit chance or headshot damage if I could. My Grupo holster is a very new addition to this build, and it takes over the last Grupo holster that I had, which had worse stats. This holster gives me 15% crit damage for the one piece set bonus, and then I have max weapon damage and max crit damage rolled onto it with 3.9% crit chance. It still isn't perfect, but it'll more than do. My backpack is the Providence gift backpack that can only be farmed in the Dark Zone. A normal Providence backpack will be just as good though. With this I get a 2-piece set bonus of 10% crit chance. I have max weapon damage and max crit damage on it and 3.2% crit chance. I also put on an 11.7 crit damage mod. With the gift you get Perfect Vigilance, which increases your weapon damage by 25%, and taking damage will remove this buff for 3 seconds. The only difference with a normal Providence backpack with just Vigilance is that the buff lost is for 4 seconds instead of 3 seconds once hit. I then run the Fenris gloves, which gives me a set bonus of 10% assault rifle damage, and these gloves are also godly. I have max weapon damage, max crit damage and max crit chance on them. And the final piece is my Fox's Prayer knee pads. These come with a set bonus of 10% rifle damage, and I have 14.1% weapon damage with max crit damage rolled, and also with all Fox's Prayer knee pads also come the 8% damage to target out of cover. The skills that I run are the decoys so that I can throw it down to take aggro from enemies, and a revive hive to pick me up when I go down. Although Perfect Glass Cannon gives me 30% extra damage, I am taking an additional 60% incoming damage with no survivability on this build whatsoever, so I will go down and a revive hive will get me up. The Demolitionist specialization is what I use to give myself some survivability, as it allows me to survive one explosion every 60 seconds, and this does come in clutch at times. This specialization also gives me and my team a further 5% damage to target out of cover. And with all this, it adds up to 49.1% crit chance on my build and 182.2% crit damage. And this is the end of the video. The build really is my favourite build on the game, and I look forward to keep evolving it. Tomorrow I'm going to be sharing my DPS build for solo speedruns at the same time that this dropped today, so be sure to check out that too tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching this one. I hope that you did like the build, and don't forget to support the video with a like. If you're new, be sure to hit subscribe, and until tomorrow's video, thank you again for watching this one, and peace out.